Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're actually sitting in the truck wash line here in Greencastle, PA. It's the John Wayne truck wash. Told you guys I was going to go over numbers. This is actually a contract for my company. Hopefully hiring on a new driver within the next week or so. We might get lucky here. We're moving. My side's moving pretty quick. They got 2 lanes and my side's moving pretty quick. So I want to go over the numbers of what my brokerage has made, kind of what we've done so far. It's been a little over a month. I said I was going to do it month by month, but scheduling. Come on, guys. You know I'm busy. So, but I do want to show you guys kind of the ins and outs of having a brokerage and the money that could potentially be made. You know, there's massive brokers out there that are making, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a day, just you know, being the middleman. I want to show you what I've done so far. So the bond for a brokerage for me was like $1,300, which what the bond does is say that I don't pay a company, they can file on my bond to get paid. That's how it's supposed to work. I've been screwed in the past with a company that hasn't paid me. It didn't work as well as what it should have, but it's kind of like a safety precaution for the companies that are hauling freight for these brokers. So far I've done no freight. It's been all cars, and it's been all of my regular customers of stuff that I can't or don't want to take care of. So far I'd say about 45 days in, there's been 15 total vehicles. Now, the longest haul we have had so far came from like the Portland, Oregon area. It's come all the way across the country to the eastern shore of Maryland. So, pretty long haul. So I keep a spreadsheet on Airtable of all the things that we've done so I can track just what the brokerage has done, and then I have all these numbers broken down so I can see kind of what I'm doing. So on 15 vehicles, the total revenue generated was $11,200. Like I said, 15 total vehicles. The total miles that have been run are 8,405, which comes down to about $1.33 per mile. It's pretty good if you think about the way the load board has been looking here recently. Now my take home on the $11,200 was $1,722 in 45 days. So you think maybe $1,500-ish a month. It is an extra bit of money, but it's not near where I want it to be. So what let me see how I can put this. Having a brokerage is nice to be able to take care of your customers, because you can, you know, reach outside of what you can't haul for them to get them the service they need, as you may potentially keep them as a customer that way. You tell somebody no enough times, they're not going to use you as a business. So that's why I started the brokerage. That's why I've been, you know, trying to get all my customers' cars taken care of. Like, one of my customers buys Power Stroke diesels from all across the country, most of them in op, which is why that $1.33 a mile is there, because I will get extra money knowing where I've come from as a transporter myself, which I think is going to make me a better broker. I can get more money and give somebody a realistic idea of what it's going to cost to get a vehicle moved. So, being a transporter first and then getting in the middle of a transporter and a customer, you see kind of the craziness of this industry more and more and more, because communication's not there. Lack of proper English, or any English, is not there, which is tough when you're dealing with vehicles that are in op and things like that, where it's not just walk into a dealership and pick the vehicle up. You know, you're meeting at a shop, they're in op, which all my in ops won't be booked unless you have a winch. because if the customer's not there, not available, to help you, you need to be able to load it. Now what happens most of the times of where my stuff comes from, they have equipment there. They'll have like an excavator or a skid loader or whatever to help load. So that's just a bonus, but the transporter is getting paid as if they're going to be using the winch. It's just the smart thing to do, and that keeps people from showing up that don't have a winch. So I've learned that there's a little bit of chaos and a little bit of language barrier and a lot of things in this industry, which I don't see as improving, because a dispatcher will get a hold of you who speaks English, but then they have no communication from the driver to the customer. I had a text message the other night at 10 o'clock that they were going to show up at 1 a.m. to deliver a vehicle. Now, some places that I'm getting cars delivered to, 1 a.m.'s fine, because it's a car lot. You drop the keys in the box and then you go. You're not showing up to someone's shop and delivering an in-op at 1 a.m. and then you're calling me at 1 a.m. because we do Zelle on delivery, wanting to know where your payment is. Like, you gotta kind of work between those, I say 8 to 5 hours, unless the customer agrees otherwise. And you see that a lot of some of these companies, which I think ends up why they go out of business. Because I've run a lot of companies' information. When I post a vehicle in Central, I'll get a call and I'll run their information, and like, their company was started within the last 30 days, and I'm like, I can't do that. Sorry, you have to have 90 days in business or X amount of ratings on Central. I can't risk my company because your company is new. And what you find is these guys will get into an accident or damage a vehicle, go out of business, go cold, go out of business, and just start another business. And 9 times out of 10, there's some of these companies, one DOT number and one operating authority that's real and active, and they'll have like 20 independent contractors working under them. Like, I had a guy show up the other day with like a half ton in a one car to pick up something that it was like a F-250. The guy called me, he's like, is this who's coming to pick up this vehicle? And I said, absolutely not. Because what I do is I ask for a picture of the truck and trailer that's going to be hauling the vehicle. Then I send that to the customer so they know what kind of car or what kind of truck they should expect to pull up to be picking up their vehicle. And you can kind of weed, I guess they sent me somebody else's truck and trailer from the company, but kind of weed people out like that. So I'm not going to ramble on much more, but that's my experience in the first 45 days of having a brokerage. Those are my numbers, and we'll see you on the next one.